Well, thanks for joining us this morning here on Shop South Mississippi with Jay Thomas with Ball Heating and Cooling. How are you?
Good, sir. How y'all?
I'm well. Thanks for being with us. So when we think of Ball Heating and Cooling, we think of heating and cooling, air conditioning, HVAC. We did a segment previously on exterior like home lighting. Today we're talking about generators. So tell us about this service that you offer.
Well, here in Mississippi, the weather, you never know where it's going to be week out to week in. You'll have cold one week and then hot summertime the next week. And having a generator, it helps with everything. If you have a power outage during the cold strikes and when it gets too hot, storms rolling in for the hurricane season, generators really help out.
Well, I mean, and you know, hurricane season's big down here, whether we're in hurricane season or not. It never fails. A major pop-up storm could just happen really any time of the year.
Any
that will take out power.
Yep, any brownouts and stuff like that just takes out power. It's nice to have it just in case.
And it just flips on.
Yes, sir.
It just cuts on when the power goes out. This automatically knows to switch on.
The transfer switch we have reads that the power goes out at the top of the switch, and it switches in there where it lets you know to power the whole house and give the whole house power. And when utility power comes back on, it switches back over and runs on utility power.
Great for really a couple of things. This boosts the home value. If you're looking to, if you eventually end up moving out of the house, moving into something else, the generator increases the value of the home. But also, if you have those individuals, we're kind of a retirement community here in South Mississippi. So you have folks that may be on medical devices that need power. And when the power goes out, that becomes a problem. This helps to curb that.
Yes, sir. And there's been many customers we've done it for that's been on oxygen. They've needed us, and we're happy to come out here and help them.
So, you know, houses come in various shapes and sizes. How do you know what size generator you need? You may have a 1,300 square foot house. You may have a 4,500 square foot house. How do you know?
It's all on the amp draw. So how many ever amps your house is pulling is what size generator you need to get to
keep the house going.
Yes, sir.
Right. So if you are, let's say, what does the process look like, I guess is the best question. So if I decide I need to get a whole home generator and I want to do it now, from the time I call Ball, that's all.
Yes,
See
sir.
that? From the time I call Ball to the time that you're out here actually installing the generator, what's that time frame look like?
It's not long at all. It depends if you already have your gas hooked up and your propane ready to go. As long as we can get the electrical done and get your transfer switch in, it don't take long at all, maybe a week or so.
And when it comes to pricing, we don't have to dive into pricing, but do you guys offer any kind of financing for folks that may not be able to afford it right now?
They do offer financing, and that's
a whole other side of the business.
Oh, yes, sir.
But it's there.
Yes,
You're
sir.
not having to come out of pocket for a huge amount of money out the gate if you want that like peace of mind that you're going to constantly have power when you need it. There are many options there.
Yes, sir. And people love that peace of mind.
That's the biggest piece of it, I think, is knowing that because I don't have one, but I know my mother does. So if there's a storm coming through and I know it's going to get wild, I at least know that I can take my family there, and I know that there's going to be electricity so they can play on their devices.
Yes, sir.
That is with kids, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
So this is what are your customers saying about it once they finally get this installed? What is their feeling about it? There's a feeling of relief?
A feeling of relief that if a storm comes through, their power's on and they can take showers, have their air conditioner, everything that they need and not have to worry.
That's perfect. So in addition to all the things we talked about and the generator option, you guys also you do tankless water heaters as well. That's a big piece. That kind of makes you feel like you're in a hotel, right? You know, your hot water never runs out.
Yes, sir.
So
That's nice.
We're going to head over into another member of your staff and talk about those tankless water heaters.
Yes, sir.
Well, now we're here with Justin. Good to see you, Justin.
Nice to see you.
So we're talking now about water heaters, tankless water heaters specifically. This is kind of the original, right, technology.
Yes, sir.
This is the new technology. So tell us about this.
So this is basically, it doesn't store water. It just heats up as water runs through it. It has coals that heats it. Now, if we were replacing, say, a tank with tankless, basically we're just moving that out the way. Now this you can mount on the wall, and you can retrofit your water lines going to the underneath, gas as well, and then you can use the same exhaust to run out. Now you can also do an exterior mount where you just run everything to it out there and it's out of the way, you have more storage, do whatever you want to.
But then it's exposed to the elements.
Yes. Now with these it does have a 15-year heat exchanger warranty, a 5-year warranty on parts. They are made to be in the elements, so you don't really have an issue.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm hearing this correctly, you're storing water here you're keeping the water heated even when you're not home,
Yeah,
even when you're not using it.
Yeah, so basically once this cools down, it lets it know that it's cool and it heats back up, so you're using gas. Same thing with the electric tank water heater. Once it cools down, you're using electricity to heat it back up. Now, as far as the tankless goes, you're only using it if you're using hot water.
Well, and you're also, we were talking before we came on camera about that getting the water faster. You know, when you start running that shower, you gotta let it run for a minute or so before it gets hot. You're wasting that minute of water.
Yes, sir. So with this unit, now this one has a built-in recirculating pump. So that means I can get a bypass valve that hooks up underneath the furthest fixture, say master bathroom, kitchen, whichever one gets slower, hot water slower. You can have it there and it will run off this, letting it know that you're using hot water back there, so it heats up in seconds instead of a minute or two, so you're not wasting as much water.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you're on vacation, you're in a hotel, and you turn that water on, and it's hot instantly.
Yes.
It's perfect. So, who can qualify for this? Can you have electric and gas, or is it always gas?
Now they do make electric water, tankless water heaters that's only used while you're running hot water. It takes a lot more power, but can be done. As far as this tankless goes, you can run off propane or natural gas. So if you don't have gas in the neighborhood, you can get a propane tank and run the same unit.
Looks like this is gas.
Yes.
So they're just be able to hook right up. It's no major change.
Be able to hook right to it. Yep.
So, but if for propane, if you don't have gas, and for those folks that are out maybe in the county, they're not within city limits, or they don't have gas run to their area, you would just have a propane tank installed.
Yes, sir.
And so, do you guys do that as well? Or do you call somebody else?
We do not. We call someone else, and they come out and they hook it up. Now, we're depending on neighborhood or city coordinates or whatever, you can put it right next to the house. This just has to be 10 feet away from it. So.
Sure. What's the time frame from the time folks they've decided that this is what they want to the time you have it installed? What's that look like?
Now, as far as we go on our end for installing a tankless, usually it's within a couple days.
Right.
And so, now when you have to get a propane tank, it takes a little longer, just depending on the propane company.
So you just need to decide where you want it, who you're going to get the propane from. You guys come in a couple days, in and out, tankless water heater ready to go.
Yes, sir.
That seems like something it probably also raises the value of your home as well.
It does.
Nice. Yeah. Well, look, we've talked about a lot today, right? Ball heating and cooling does a ton. They do heating and cooling. We've talked about exterior home lighting. We talked earlier with Jay about whole home generators. Now we're talking. You guys just about are a whole home service business.
We try to make it a one-stop shop.
So listen, if you have questions, if you're interested in the generator we talked about earlier, the tankless water heater, you see that number at the bottom of your screen. You see also $500 off tankless water heaters right there. You see, give them a call, visit their website. They'll be able to get you taken care of. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.